and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4kids@147. Sorry, I seem to be shedding hair all over my desk today. Happy 7th of December, everybody. So we are on a square that actually connects something a little bit today, which is exciting. So yeah, we get to fill in all the way to the edge and get something that blocks. So let's start with number 1. As always, starting with 310, I find that much easier to sort of get the what can be sometimes deemed as horrid 310 out of the way right at the beginning. Yeah, and I know there has been a few people asking in regards to our decor for Christmas, so I have taken some photos both with the lights on and in the day. So if that's something you are interested in, then do keep watching at the end of the video, and there will be a little montage showing some of our Christmas decor. Now, as I have said, I do tend to just add a few pieces here and there rather than, I don't tend to do loads. I like to have subtle little bits of decoration. Ooh, I've recently just filled this pen up with wax, so I have the odd little overspill. So yeah, anyway, that will be at the end of the video if anybody does want to see some of our home decor. Some of it is years old, some of it is a little bit more recent. It's a mixture. Christmas is constantly evolving, isn't it? And you find that some things don't suit your current decor state and some are perfect, and then of course you find new bits, etc. So there's various places. There's some in our kitchen, there's some in the conservatory, there's some in the hallway. I do even have a little silver Christmas tree in the bathroom, though I don't think I have a picture of that because when I took all the pictures, one of the kids was having a shower. But yeah, I do try and spread the decor about a bit. Okay, so questions wise, I'm just going to go down the list. I think today I have moved on to the second page of questions, but it is ever growing. But I do thank you all for your questions. It does help me to make sure that for 24 days of Whip and Chats, I will have something to discuss. And yeah, hopefully it will help give you all answers to things that you have been querying. And it's really nice to have a topic rather than trying to think of one. Okay, so I am working on something that's at the top. I feel like I'm stretching a little bit more. I've nearly, or at least I should, with this one, with the amount of diamonds that are left in this tray, finish one of my 310 pots today. Whoop whoop. Still got a lot of 310 to go, but doing well. So let me zoom you in and we'll start on some of the questions. It's quite nice sort of getting to come up to the edge and fill this section. Okay, so somebody has asked, have you made progress on the large painting? Now, when that was asked, I'm not exactly sure which painting they were referring to. If it is the deer painting that I did from Fancells, which is I've only had sort of 2 large paintings that I've done recently, that video has been posted showing the result of that, so that one did get finished. If they were talking about the one from Dreamer Designs, Contemplation, that is still ongoing. The symbols on it are so hard. The symbols are awful. I know somebody did post to say that you can ask them and they will send you the chart. But I don't want to, you know, it's one that you can sort of work out by process of elimination. I've just emptied the spare 310s. So I still have 3 more strips of 310s, but 1 down. Let's see how the rest go. Yeah, I know somebody did say that you can ask them and they will send you the chart, but I can figure it out which one it is. They're so hard to see. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it with a light pad or without. In the day, with sunlight or with a light, you know, like an uplight type thing shining directly on it, it doesn't seem to make it any easier, to be honest. So it's not too enjoyable doing that one, which is a little bit of a disappointment, especially the amount paid for the painting, plus of course the customs that were charged as well, which is understandable. You know, that's our company's, our country's charges and laws and customs tax and all the rest of it. But it's just so disappointing after paying that much for a painting for the symbols to be that horrific. So I am working on it. I've done 3 of my sort of cover sheet size sections so far. And I have been doing quite a bit of cross stitch recently, which I did show you in a video the other day. So I haven't been diamond painting as much, apart from, of course, my advent calendar, which is great. Still gets me doing some diamond painting, and I'm really enjoying the way of doing this. It's quite nice. And I do have 3 paintings on the go at the moment. So I do have I did all the kitting up for them before starting the advent calendar. So I have the one from Dreamers Designs, which is the one that's big and really awkward and is a bit slow going, because I won't do a couple of sessions in a sitting. I will just do one, because then I've just sort of reached my limit with it, and I'll go on to one that's a little bit easier to deal with. I have the rose from the Nabi store, which is about 30 by 40. That one is a square. That one, the diamonds aren't that nice to work on, so not awful, but it is a little bit disappointing that the diamonds aren't as nice as I thought they would be to work with. I have quite a few dark colours and they don't seem to be the best quality. And then I do have a round diamond one from GBFKE, which has been completely fine to work with so far. So I do keep moving about between them, and I will get them done. Once the cross stitch is finished, I will probably be more back onto diamond painting. But a lot of the time now, when I do get to diamond paint, I am, of course, doing my advent calendar, and I also still have videos to film, not only for unboxings for Fan Sales Friday, for example, but I do still have things arriving that I'm doing unboxing videos for after Christmas, which will mean that I can take a bit of downtime then, because videos will already be prepared. So yeah, big one, current big one is not going as well. I have recently received a painting from Diamond Art Club. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in an earlier video, but I did get Minion Love from Diamond Art Club, and I am so itching to do that. I've actually realised that I can use one of my alternative methods of storage, you know, maybe mix it up a bit and use that for it. So I may do a video kitting that up for you guys to see after Christmas, and I may do a bit of that just because a couple of the others are a little bit disappointing in regards to the quality. I may kit that up so that I can mix it in with something that's a little bit more exciting. I'm not quite sure. Okay, Okay, so somebody did ask what cross stitch I was doing, but of course that question was asked before I showed you all. I have, on that cross stitch, I have now finished all the actual stitching, or the full and half stitches, but I do need to do all the back stitch yet, and there is a lot of back stitch in quite a few different colours and variants. So for example, 310, there is some back stitch using 3 strands, some using 2 and some using 1. And of course they're all colour coded different on the chart. So I've not started that yet because I do know that I need to sort of lay it out and figure out the best way to tackle it and do it. But that is something that I'm hoping to do soon. I am just giving myself a little bit of a break from the cross stitch to get caught up on some videos and get some of my diamond paintings done, because I do miss doing them, and I know once I start doing the back stitch on the cross stitch design and see it come together, I'm not going to want to stop. So yeah, it's a lovely Christmas scene. I don't know, even if it did get finished before Christmas, which I could do if I didn't take a break to do diamond painting. While I know I could finish it, I don't know if I'd have it framed and up anyway. So I'm trying not to make myself rush and not enjoy the process in order to be able to just put it up on the wall for a week before it goes away, as it's Christmas time anyway. I'm just not fretting over it. But I am really enjoying doing it, and it does make me think that I may get some more. There is I think there's a few things that I've sort of liked the look of, and I may go on a proper hunt and see if there's something that I really, really like, but that I can do over a longer period of time, and therefore just really enjoy the process, I think, and think of it as more of a year-long project than I need to do it because it's a Christmas image, and just enjoy the process in between diamond painting, which is probably my main love at the moment. Okay, so somebody did ask the difference on the glue on a diamond painting. So apart from Treasure Art Studios, which apparently uses a different type of glue, I was told, there are 2 main types of glue with diamond painting. So this image that came with a clear cover originally, so more often than not, those that are poured glue come with a clear cover. And that basically means that, you know, the glue is sort of put on a bit like a screen print, I think. It's sort of, I don't know if they put something over the top and then put liquid glue on and then it has to dry. Hence the term poured glue. And as long as it's been done right, then the poured glue can be a little bit nicer to work with, I think. You don't tend to find that you get rivers and bubbles in it as much. But if it's not been done right, you can find that diamonds can slide a little bit too easily. So, I mean, if I put one here, I can choose to push it and move it, but it's a bit stiff at times if it's been stuck down quite well. If you get a poured glue that's not quite, I think it's not quite cured properly or something, you can find that the diamonds can slide a bit too much. So they can slide when you're putting them down. And they will end up sticking, but they do slide very easily. The other type is what normally comes with this cover on it, because the one on here I actually pinched off another painting. This originally came with a clear cover, The ones with the opaque covers, more often than not, tend to be tape. So they're actually a really big piece of double-sided tape that is put over the top and cut to size. And you can get bubbles in that depending on how you folded it. Now for that, there are ways to treat it. In effect, it's just got air trapped. So you can just slice it with a craft knife and squeeze the air bubble out and it will flatten down. They don't tend to be as forgiving for you to move or slide diamonds about because of course you can be pushing the double-sided tape. But I don't think I have a particular favourite between either of them. I really don't mind. I will order from sellers that use both. It's more the quality of the diamonds that I'm bothered about. And I want the quality of the diamonds to be nice. And I want the symbols to be clear. And that's very much what I prefer. But yeah, I'd say there is also a different type that apparently Treasure Art Studios use, but I've not actually done my painting from them yet, so I can't really give you a comment on how good or bad that glue type is. But yeah, they're the two different types. Okay, did you have a pet growing up? I did for a few years. I'm not sure if I was about 5, but we did used to have a dog called Sally. Till, as I say, I think I was about 5. That's how long we had that dog. And after that, no, I've not really had any pets. We've had pets, or a couple of pets for the children. We did have a bird, we have had fish in the past, but we've not particularly had any other type of pet. There is talk of a dog. There is talk of us getting a dog. My husband's always had a dog growing up. So there is definitely talk of that happening. It's just not yet. There are a few allergy sufferers in the house and I don't quite really know where to start to try and find a dog that is a pure breed so that we don't have the allergy issue. And while I don't mind pets, I'm not a huge pet lover. I'm sure it would change if I did end up having a dog in our house long term, but it's not something that I've been particularly interested in. I think it's just the extra, because it's not that I'm not a pet lover. I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to some dogs. I've just got used to the point that it's not necessarily going to be for me, and therefore I'm happy with that. However, there are a few members of this family that would really like a dog, so we'll see if they get to figure out all the potential places or wherever we could potentially get a pure breed dog from and get it done, and then I'm happy to go along with it, but I'm not doing all the work. It's sort of the way I'm working on that one. So for now it's not yet happened. They mustn't want one enough to find out all the right information. Okay, and then favourite diamond painting done so far. I think that would, from the point of view of a diamond painting that's been completed and put up in my house, would probably be the huge blossom tree that I did. That is one of my favourites, and I think it's because of the size and the statement and the impact and the way it looks, or looked before it became a bedroom, in my front room. That's one of my favourites. The ones in my craft room for being really nice to work with, and a version of being a square diamond painting. That is one of my favourites, and I think that's what ends up being making them some of my favourites, is the fact, sorry, I've just got a few that had escaped all the way into my tray. I think they tend to be my favourites, but I think that's because they go with the decor, they're up, and I get to see them constantly. There are quite a few that I've done from Home Fun that have been really nice to work on. They're probably one of my favourite companies for a square diamond painting. They just, I don't know, they're just so nice to work on. The squares very often just clip together. They just work. They just work. Okay, so I've got one number 2, so I'm going to go pot dive in, though I've got 2 in there. So, and then we just have number 8. Okay, so we do have, a Christmas one now. This will probably be good, a Christmas one before I show you my Christmas decor. So somebody does ask, difference between my childhood and my adult Christmas. So I think my childhood Christmases were always probably calmer. I mean, I'll say that. My parents probably don't say that, but they were quieter in the fact that it tended to be just our family. We did do visits to family around Christmas, but we didn't tend to on Christmas Day because they live further away. So Christmas Day was, the excitement of opening presents, and then you would have the whole day to enjoy said presents. Whereas adult Christmas with my children, because my husband's family are all local and have all been in the same town, it has been various stops throughout the day. So we used to have Christmas at home, we'd go to his mum's about 10. We'd then either stay at his mum's for Christmas dinner, or we'd go to his sister's for Christmas dinner. And come Christmas afternoon, it was like, can we go home for some quiet? Say quiet, we were bringing 4 kids with us, but, it was just a little bit calmer because my husband is one of 5. There was always a lot of family about, and, I love it. I love the absolute busy Christmas, but I think that's probably the biggest difference with Christmas growing up compared to Christmas for my children growing up, is ours used to be more spread out, visiting family around Christmas, whereas with the kids it was more seeing all the family on the day. When my parents still lived in the UK, we also used to go and see my parents as well. So there could be quite a few trips that happened on Christmas Day because we were all in the same town. So yeah, that makes that different. Okay, so there'll be more questions answered tomorrow. Let me zoom, wrong way. Let me zoom you out. Okay, so we don't have too much detail to reveal the picture. My camera saved. Must have waffled on. That must have taken 20 odd minutes. So, we don't have much to reveal the picture at the moment to make it any change. So I can imagine that this top section is probably going to be very similar. But we're definitely starting to see some of the image. It's definitely coming to life a little bit, and I am excited to see what's next. We are moving over. Number 8 is down here for tomorrow. So we're going to get a little bit more of what the side image may or may not look like, whether it will mirror this or whether it will be a bit different. But yeah, exciting times. I hope all your advent calendars, whether you know what the pictures are or whether you don't, are coming together nicely and you're enjoying the process. I do really enjoy doing these bite-sized pieces, and I do think then I may need to do more pictures in this way as a really long-term thing, but just doing a little bit each day. I just need to find somewhere that either I can set up a big one or do it in small ones. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to think it through, but I've got a few days yet to finish this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these daily whip and chats, and do keep the questions coming just to make sure I've still got stuff to discuss. And I will leave you with a montage of Christmas decor, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.